Hello everyone, it's Redmond's Football Report again, and if you're new to the show, make sure you know myself is Redmond, and here's my father Martin.
Hello there, how are you? I'm waiting for a response.
So what are we up to today?
Well, as always, we're going to look at results from the weekend gone by. We're going to preview some games. This week we're chiefly focusing on the Champions League in Europe and
Also,
in North
if
America.
you haven't heard, this is the last message, so you should be careful. The Super League is gone.
Okay, please stop fiddling with that. Okay. We do have some breaking news that came out. Let me check. It came out approximately 3:30 Irish time. That's 16:30 European time. So just about an hour and a half away. Jeff Reuter, who is a writer at The Athletic, a soccer journal, a sports journal, posted this on Twitter. John Hackworth informed Louisville City players that he's stepping down as head coach, sources tell The Athletic. Hackworth won the USL Championship final in 2018, led them to the final in 2019, and they won their season opener 2-0 on Saturday against Atlanta United 2. Redmond, the manager of Louisville City,
has won the cup.
No, he did that before. Today, it seems it is reported that he has resigned or stepped down as head coach of Louisville City. Apparently, he has Louisville City and John Hackworth have mutually separated, which means he is no longer the manager there. We don't know when it says mutually separated, but we don't know anything about that. What do you feel?
Well, every time a manager at least resigns soon. And that's the time for that manager. So, and now a new manager can step in and say, what should the team have? Hopefully he's not a defense manager or else.
Well, all remains to be seen. My expectation is that something like this would not have been announced unless there was perhaps, especially on a Tuesday. My suspicion is that this wouldn't have been announced unless there was somebody ready to go or close to ready to go, or at least a schedule for ready to go. I'm seeing different things about people who are taking over in charge, but nothing obviously that I have too concrete, so I'm not going to speculate.
Not again.
But yeah, it's all exciting. Friend Eric let me know about an hour and a half ago when that news popped up. So very new to me. You probably, when you're watching this, know far more at this point. So that's the big news for Louisville soccer fans. Sadly, at the moment. While I wear a GA shirt and you wear a rugby shirt, we'll carry on anyway. Let's have a look at the results for the week gone. We had a bumper week of results, so it actually doesn't fit properly onto the page. I'm not going to go through all of them. Significant results, I would suggest, is Waterford getting a win over Interturk, who got their season going. Racing Louisville came very close late last night to lose 3-2. Cracking game again. One of the more exciting teams to be watching. Juventus beat Roma in the second leg of the Coppa. It wasn't enough. Final of the Coppa Italia Femminina. I must find out actually who they're playing. It's very hard to get details. Other results of note. Lou City, in what is now apparently Hackworth's last game, won 2-0 against Atlanta United 2. Fiorentina pulled back Juventus for a draw. Get your feet down. Villarreal, as I predicted, lost 2-1 to Barcelona. Two games that we missed, so I'll focus on these a little bit because this is really the only women's football we'll be talking about. The first legs of the semi-finals of the Women's Champions League were played at the weekend. I missed this completely. I think a lot of people missed. Please stop kicking everything. Nothing did anything that bad to you.
But look at that. Look at all those. I hadn't even put out like one score on the score of all this.
Well, you keep reading while I talk about this. Paris Saint-Germain drew with Barcelona, which is a big result for Barcelona, to be honest. Paris Saint-Germain finally a good shot at winning at least one Champions League. Are meeting a Barcelona team that are having a very good season. I don't think they've failed to win a game in the league, but the Spanish league isn't exactly the Champions League last four. Chelsea do well to get a goal in Bayern Munich for the first leg of their semi-final. Very hard to say who's going to go through on the back of this. What's interesting to me is Racing Louisville and Chicago Red Stars have friendlies organized, or sort of friendly tournament organized involving Paris Saint-Germain and Bayern Munich. So I now quietly, even though I don't support
Daddy,
either of those teams, kind of would like them to be. I would kind of like them to be the finalists of the Champions League. What is it, Redmond?
The score, I'm ending up in exact scores, is 3-2. And
So
2-1. 2-1 to Dad, sadly. He got two scores exactly right. I only got one.
Funny that.
Why am I saying funny that?
Anyway, because it's funny that. Right, that's enough of results. We've already done a load of gossip. Put that down. That did nothing to you either. We've done a load of gossip and so. Okay, that's gone. Please, if I leave anything, you fiddle. Really, I want you to engage and talk. No, you're just doing it now to be brazen. No. Will you stop? You can contribute and join in because we need your thoughts on all these games coming up, Redmond. First, we're going to look at the CONCACAF Champions League. That's the North American thing, and really is down just to three countries, Canada, the US, and Mexico, as only two leagues are represented in the Champions League quarterfinals. This is not uncommon. It's not been so long in the past since it was literally all US teams against all Mexican teams in the quarterfinals. That was in 2016. All the Mexican teams won. So it wasn't much good having four teams in the quarterfinals. This time, this is a new record because it's the only league that can do it. MLS has five teams there, four representing the United States and one representing Canada in the form of Toronto. As is necessary, we are now guaranteed at least one team from the US, at least one MLS team going through to the semi-finals. Looking at the teams there, it's pretty mental, really, when you think about it. Five from one league, three from the other. All three Mexican teams, however, were Champions League, CONCACAF Champions League champions in the last 7 years. All of them have won multiple, I think. Toronto FC were the closest from the MLS teams. They were runners-up in 2018. The best otherwise was quarterfinals or group stages. This is Philadelphia Union's debut in the tournament. But the best, it's definitely, certainly, since 2016, this is the best MLS and the best US turn-up since 2016.
Do you actually mean
now,
the turn-up?
No. 16 games into the league in Mexico, only 2 games into the MLS at the moment. After 16 games in Mexico, all three of these Liga MX teams are in the top 4. Cruz Azul are on top by, I think, about 5 points. And in fourth place, I think it is... Who's in fourth? Is it Monterrey in fourth? I think it's Monterrey in fourth, and they're a good distance behind. After only just 2 games in the MLS, only 2 teams have a perfect record. LA Galaxy have won both games and RSL have only played one, so it's a little bit easier to manage. Redmond, looking at these 4 teams, who do you think, is there any one team there that you think is going to win it?
Well, that's a hard question, like the hardest of all. No idea. They're all great teams. I just can't choose. And when I was picking what I think, it was so hard. I was just thinking in my brain, what should it be? I think it's going to be so exciting. I didn't even know who's going to win.
So you can't. Right.
Maybe
Atlanta United, do you think?
No, not
You're thinking about Atlanta.
No, I just can't think. Do you think anyone who's going to win?
I think Cruz Azul may have one of the toughest fixtures in the quarterfinals, but I would fancy Cruz Azul to do very well. They're playing really good football at the moment. Them and Club America, I think, are undefeated in at least 5 games, if not a lot more. But I think Cruz Azul have that little bit extra that the other teams don't have at the moment. How many US teams, given that the US teams are Atlanta, Philadelphia, Columbus, and Portland Timbers, how many US teams do you think can make it to the quarterfinals?
So what? Can you please turn on what the scores are, please?
Okay, you're not going to answer the question I asked. We can do that. So here are the scores down here, starting with Atlanta against Philadelphia Union. What do you think?
Atlanta just wins 1-0.
Okay, I think Atlanta will coast that one. I think it'll be a 3-0 win. Toronto against Cruz Azul. Please stop kicking the table.
Toronto 2-0.
Okay, 2-1 is what I'm putting it. I think Cruz will just destroy them in Mexico, to be honest. Columbus Crew against Monterrey.
Columbus Crew 1. Monterrey 0.
Okay, I'm going to go 2-0 win to Monterrey. I think they've got more than Columbus currently
And this
do,
is the
especially with more games
ones.
played. Portland Timbers against Club America.
This is the excitingest one.
Yes.
It's 2-2.
2-2. Okay, I was going to go with a 1-0 win to Club America. We will have to see how these games turn out. So we'll move from that. Please stop hitting the table. And we'll look at the Europa League semi-finals. So we're in semi-final territory. These games are taking place on Thursday at 21 hours CET. As always, all hours, all times are in Central European time, unless I state otherwise. Manchester United against Roma and Villarreal against Arsenal. So we have 2 interesting games here.
We got a viewer right now.
We do have a viewer. We frequently have viewers. And if you want to comment, please do. I will do my best to come back to it later. We did have a friend of ours, Heidi, said hello during the week. She was wondering what you thought about the breakup of the Super League. Well, I think we've covered that once or twice now at this point.
Yeah, and also a new subscriber.
Yes, a cousin of yours, or of mine actually, a cousin of mine.
A second cousin of mine.
Yes, Alana, thank you for subscribing. And any of you who choose to subscribe, we welcome it with open arms. The last video did very well. I think it got 30 views after the live thing. So we do keep an eye on that. We do appreciate it.
Yeah.
Also, we got some people trying to sell things in the comments, so we didn't post them up. Anyway,
What is sell? What do they mean? What do you mean by sell?
you don't need to worry about that right now. It's not important. Now, Redmond, Manchester United against Roma. Now, presuming that Manchester United and all the other European teams were involved in the Super League aren't kicked out, because otherwise it's a Roma against Villarreal Europa League final. Roma have been doing okay in European competition of late. They got to the semi-finals of the Champions League, I think, 2 years ago. They've been doing okay. They're fritzy at best in the Italian league. They don't seem to be able to beat anybody in the top 6, although I think they won a game the other day. Currently, they are 7th, if I'm not mistaken. They're behind Lazio, Napoli, and Milan in the chase, and Juventus, actually. I think they're still potentially able to get there, but I wouldn't be putting a big amount of money on it. Looking at the budgets in this one, I mean, it's not comparable. What you're getting paid at Man United dwarfs what's going money-wise to Roma. So in theory, this should be one-way traffic. And the same in the other one.
Gave me our sponsor for today.
Which is?
Worldbox.
Oh, yes, a game you want to play, and therefore it is sponsored, which has nothing whatsoever to do with football, but it's a game you want to play. And you are wanting to remind me of this.
You can destroy things and build things, and it's just basically making big empires. You can fiddle with the game and actually drop.
Isn't this just what you do in your bedroom anyway? Fiddling with things, destroying things. No. We will take a tour of his bedroom at a later point.
Don't.
Okay, that's enough. Moving on to Villarreal against Arsenal. Unai Emery is the former Arsenal manager, and he won the Euro. He got them to a stop. Stop now. Stop. Okay, you will break this. Unai Emery is a former Arsenal manager. He won it previously with Sevilla and got to the final with Arsenal. He had a little spell in charge of Paris Saint-Germain but couldn't get past the last 16 of the Champions League. Unai Emery is a manager for the Europa League. 3 times in a row as a manager. Amazing. I can only think of when he was with manager of Sevilla. Anyway, Mikel Arteta is looking to create some hope for Arsenal. They've not been great. Spurs joining the Super League probably has kept them from looking a lot worse than they do at the moment. This is their best bet. Villarreal, thanks to Barcelona winning the Spanish Cup, are almost guaranteed to be at least playing in the Europa League. Also, at most playing in the Europa League. It just depends on where they get in. There's a slight chance they could be in the Europa Conference. Actually, I'll have to look at that in a little bit. Anyway, either way, Redmond, Manchester United against Roma. First leg of the Europa League semi. 1-1 draw there. An away goal for Roma. That makes some sense for me. Man United aren't playing brilliantly at home in the European competition. They did win the last time out. I think this will be a scoreless draw. Villarreal against Arsenal, Redmond. What do you think?
2-0 Arsenal.
2-0 Arsenal. Okay, that is a bold statement. A good away win, that would be. Also,
Kristen D, a guy who I like on YouTube, likes also Arsenal.
He is a big Arsenal fan. That is
a
true.
Big one.
I'm going to go for a 3-1 win for Villarreal, but that's conditional on Moreno having his game of the season, to be honest. Right. Yes, we're getting further along. How are we doing time-wise? We're not doing terribly yet, but there's still time for it all to go out the window. We're going down to a single game, but we aren't going to be talking very much about the game because we're going to be looking at the Spanish table. This Redmond's pick of the week is Barty.
The only team that's playing.
What?
That's the only team.
No, there are other games going on, but this is the most important one. Actually, yeah, because I know Bilbao have to play somebody. I think it's Valladolid.
Valladolid. Valladolid.
I don't know where you come from. Anyway, the top 4 are all settled, basically. There's 3 points between 4th and 1st. Barcelona have a game in hand and 2 points behind. So if they win this game against Granada, they go top for the first time, I think, this season. If they go top, they are fancied to win it. They do have a game with Atletico left, and I think I think maybe Villarreal. No, they've just played Villarreal. They have a very, very good chance of getting through here. There we go. Villarreal would be in line to go into the conference if they can't overcome Sociedad and Betis. Come on, Betis, and come on, Sociedad. But
Betis.
No disrespect to Villarreal. I think it'd be good for Unai Emery to try winning a different competition. Anyway, you can just see there. Basically, there's a slight chance that Granada, Celta Vigo, and Athletic Bilbao, and just about Osasuna can crack into the conference playoff spot. But I don't fancy them, to be completely honest. There are 5 games left for everybody except Granada and Athletic Bilbao in that group. So Granada, if they beat Barcelona tonight, I'm not going to say I would back them to get in, but there is a chance they could get in. That is a 7-point gap to be picked up over, 5 games. That means Villarreal collapsing. Not unheard of, not impossible, but it's a very tight league. 3 points separating the top 4, unthinkable. At one point, I think Barcelona were the sum of points between them ahead of everybody. They were about 9 points ahead at least once that I can recall, and possibly more than that. Real written Barcelona off. Barcelona, it seems, are very much in with a shout here. I think they are missing. Who is it they're missing? They're missing Calcinho. They're missing Fati, and they're missing Martin Braithwaite.
Fatty.
Ansu Fati. Yep. Yeah. They're missing him. So they're missing. They've been missing Calcinho and Fati for pretty much the whole season. So I mean, that's no big change. Redmond. Let's have a look. Let's take this off. What do you think is going to be the score between Barcelona and Granada?
3-0 Barcelona. Easy score.
I think it's going to be the same. I'm going to have to say 2-0 because I'm trying to avoid saying the exact same thing as him.
Last day you said 1-1 and I said 1-1.
I know. And was it 1-1? No, it was not.
It was not it was not the score.
Anyway.
It was not the score.
Last games to highlight this week. One tonight, one tomorrow. 21 hours Central European time. The Champions League, European Champions League semi-finals. Real Madrid against Chelsea, PSG against Man City. Again, this is presuming they happen. I think they're going to happen at this point. Says or feels, or has said or felt in the past. If they hadn't happened, Paris Saint-Germain would be the champions of Europe. So they're kind of a bit kicked in the stomach about the matter, I think. A little bit unlucky. Either way, Real Madrid against Chelsea's kind of tradition, long-standing tradition against sort of Johnny Jump up there. Oil money coming to Chelsea 18 years ago, bought them a Champions League, got them to another Champions League final, and has kept them competitive. They've done well in the Europa League as well. I think they won it under, at least once anyway, the year after they won the Champions League, madly enough. Real Madrid, obviously, Zinedine Zidane, he's dominated. We have managers who were in recent finals. Thomas Tuchel was in last year's final as a PSG manager, while Zinedine Zidane won it 3 times, I think, as Real Madrid manager, last in 2018. Sergio Ramos and Mendy are both out for Real, whereas the Mendy in goal for Chelsea is in. Timo Werner is actually coming into a very good run of form at the moment, and I think this could be him exploding. But of course, the English media have decided they know better, and they have decided he is terrible. The English media are never to be trusted on these matters. Meanwhile, Paris Saint-Germain against Manchester City, or as I like to think of it, Qatar against the United Arab Emirates. This is a fracture point in the Super League because Paris Saint-Germain decided against joining. It might be worth noting that Paris Saint-Germain is owned ultimately by Qatar Sports Investments,